Welcome back, Wildcats. I'm so happy to be here this morning. I am new principal, Amber Aldridge. I've met some of you over the summer while you were working in your classrooms, briefly spoke to some of you this morning, and I really look forward to personally meeting you all. I want to take this time today to introduce myself, talk about expectations I have for the school year, and let you know about me and what I really believe and where I see us going this year as a faculty and staff. Before we get started on that, I want to do an index card activity, and as you can see, I've got this great picture up here, teacher at the beginning of the school year, teacher at the end of the school year, and looking around at you guys today, I can see that you look more like the owl on the left. You're rested, you're ready to go. We're ready to bring those kids in on the school buses and really just have a great year. I hope that we're not looking like this at the end of the school year. I hope that we can work together and just have one full, awesome year. So let's start off with this index card activity. You know, before I start filling your heads or any kind of pre-influence, I really want to get an idea of where you guys are, and I want to get to know you and what your thoughts are about our campus and where we need to grow. So if you'll take an index card from the center of the table and go ahead and put your name on it. It can be on the back or you can put it on the top. You're going to answer 3 questions for me. Number 1, I just want you to put one word that describes our campus. Number 2, something you would like to see improve on our campus. This does not have to be one word, but if you have an idea or a concern that you had last year or concern for this year about me being the new principal or anything, just please share it on number 2 for me. And then number 3, I want you to tell me something about yourself. I want to personally get to know each and every one of you. This is a great way to start. So I just want to get a feel for where we're at and where we can go this year. If there's anything that you want to talk to me about this card, please, let's get together and do that. Okay, so once your index cards are done, if you'll just hold on to that, we will drop them off in the box before lunch today. Okay, so you might be thinking, who is this new principal? Does this lady have what it takes? What kind of leader is she going to be? I hope she doesn't come in here and change everything up. What does she expect from us? And I hope she sees how hard I work. You also might be thinking about what this e-card represents. Is this lady going to come in here and tell us all of these things and then not hold up her end of the bargain? And I want to answer all of these concerns for you because, first of all, I will hold up my end of the bargain. I have some core beliefs that I want to share with you today that have really influenced my vision of what a successful learning environment looks like, and I want to make that a possibility on this campus. You might be thinking one of these things, you might be thinking all of them, you could be thinking none of them. I know in my experience, whenever I got a new boss or a new leader or a new principal, I had some of these thoughts. Most of the time it was I have to prove myself again. You know, my last principal loved me, or sometimes for some of you it might be, you know, my last principal, we didn't get along that great. This is my chance to start over. So I want to get to the bottom of some of these concerns, and if I've missed something, hopefully you've shared it on your index card and I can address that with you later. So let's start. Who is this new principal? So I picked 5 roles that I am. I am a wife. I am a mother. I think those 2 speak for themselves. Not currently a cheerleader, but I was a cheerleader in college. I cheered at Texas Tech. Go Red Raiders. But I'm a cheerleader for life, and I'm a cheerleader for other humans and people. I want you to meet your goals. I want our students to meet their goals. I want to meet my goals. I want my family to meet their goals. So you got a fan in me. You got a cheerleader in me. I'm here to root you on. So I am, by all means, a cheerleader. I put that I'm a yogi on here. I don't know if any of you do yoga or practice yoga. This might seem a little weird. You're like, hey, you're doing yoga. Show me a little more personal stuff. But I want you to know that I'm strong and I persevere through challenges. If it's a couple of deep breaths, I'm going to get through it. I want to push myself. I want to challenge myself. I want to challenge you. And I want us to face fears, face challenges together, and just push past and persevere. And last, I put that I'm a teacher, and you could be thinking, wait a second, you're a principal, you're not a teacher. I'm a teacher. I'm an educator. I will always be an educator. While I do hold the title of principal, and that does make me your fearless leader, the heart of me is a teacher. Teachers are the best learners. I'm committed to continuously improving and being a lifelong learner and teaching others what I know and teaching them how to grow and giving opportunities for growth. So I relate to you. I do what you do, just on a different level. So I am a teacher. Next question. Does she have what it takes? Now here I've shared a note that a student wrote me at the end of my last classroom teaching year before I became a principal. And I want to share this with you today. It says, one of my favorite quotes is, a teacher is not measured by a single success or solitary failure. A teacher must be measured by every life they change, for better or for worse. As a teacher, you are the foundation for society. You play the most important role in the world. Without you and others like you, nobody would have a success story. I like to say a good teacher changes you for the time they have you. Great teacher changes your life forever. And I want you to know that you've changed my life forever. I shared this with you for two reasons. Because I really believe, and I know that the reason I am in education is because I want to change lives. And when I ask myself, do I have what it takes? When you look at me and ask me, does she have what it takes? All you have to do is see my heart to know that I have what it takes. It takes heart to be a teacher. It takes heart to be an educator. And first and foremost, that is what I'm bringing to this role as your leader. I'm bringing heart. But if that's not good enough for you, I graduated with a degree from psychology from DBU. I taught in Grand Prairie ISD for 2 years, Mansfield for 3 years. I was an MISD instructional math coach. So math teachers, you might be thinking, oh, there's a principal that's going to know what we're talking about. Absolutely. But that could be a good thing, right? I'm going to help. All right. A KEEPS mentor and a KEEPS presenter for new teachers in the district. And I was also named 2013-2014 Mansfield ISD Secondary Teacher of the Year. Shortly after, I got my master's in educational leadership from Stephen F. Austin University. So let's talk about what kind of leader I'm going to be. Things that I really believe in that are going to shape the way that I lead you. Number one, passionate and positive. Feedback from others, they would agree with you. These are two adjectives that describe me well. They described me as a teacher. They describe me as a leader. I am very passionate and I am very positive. I believe that that will set the tone for our staff, and I want that to happen. And I want to influence others to be positive and passionate about what we're doing here every day. Quality teaching will always come first for me. You're going to hear me say this a lot. What happens in the classroom is the most valuable on our campus. So every decision I make is going to be with that in the forefront of my mind. Quality teaching, quality instruction. Our kids are getting a quality education. That is number one. If they're getting this quality teaching, everything else falls into place. Collaborate, collaborate, collaborate. I want your input. I need your input. You are experts in your content. You've been doing this. You're growing from others. I want your input. I want your advice. I want to collaborate with you. I want you to collaborate with each other. I want you collaborating with our parents and community members. I want them on the same page. Everybody should be holding what's going on in the classroom. You know, it's so valuable, and everybody should partake in that. I want you to model collaboration so that your students collaborate, so that they value collaboration and diversity and work together to achieve their goals. Own up. Whether it's a success or failure, I'm going to look at me first. I don't like pointing the fingers. I especially don't like blaming the kids. Well, he's never here. Well, you know, his mom, you know, isn't helping, or this is going on. Own up. I'm going to own up. What can I do? What can I improve? What can I do? So you can expect that from me. I'm going to hold myself accountable to what's going on in this school. And you'll see me a lot because of it. Walk the talk. Beginning of the slideshow, I showed you an e-card that was talking about things never coming from a meeting. That's not going to be how it is, and this is how it's going to be. I'm going to walk the talk. I'm going to set the standard. I'm not going to expect things out of you that I'm not doing myself. I will model these expectations daily and set the standard. So you can expect me to do what I say. Apples are fine, but I find today's teacher prefers a nice latte. Long gone are the days where teachers want apples. Well, some of you might want apples. But instead of getting apples, we're getting Starbucks. Things are changing. So you might be saying, what is she going to change? Change is inevitable. Change would happen with or without a new principal. So we just have to be committed to embracing change. Hopefully, if you have a negative opinion about change, I can change that for you. We got to roll with it. We have to be able to adapt and change our practices as the world that our students are living in is changing. For starters, I want to change this. 80% parent phone calls, meetings, copying, cleaning up, discipline, grading papers, planning, prep, and 20% teaching. I want to change that. My hope is that we can all work together in making quality instruction our priority. If quality teaching is the priority, everything else will minimize. You'll be sending good emails home, not bad emails. So quality teaching should be our focus. So for starters, that's what I'd like to change. But keep in mind that I will always act in the best interest of the students. Just like you give homework on a Friday night, or a parent says, no, you can't go to so-and-so's birthday party. We don't do it to ruin our kids' lives. We love our kids. I'm not going to make decisions to ruin your lives. I want to act in the best interest of the students. So my decisions will be based around the students and quality teaching and what goes on in that classroom and how we can make the biggest impact on our students. That's where my decisions come from. Please, please keep that in mind. So what do I expect from you? Well, get ready for some high expectations. I have high expectations for myself, so of course I have them for you. I have high expectations for all, for students, for office staff, for our janitors, for our cafeteria ladies, for our students. High expectations for all, for myself. But I'm not going to have high expectations without giving you high encouragement and support. That wouldn't be fair. So I want you to know I'm going to be fair to you. I'm going to have high expectations for our campus. I'm going to set high goals. But I'm also going to give you support and a lot of encouragement along the way. And these high expectations will always be with quality teaching as the focus. Have I mentioned that? Can anyone tell what the main theme here is? Quality teaching. I know you are hard workers. I know the job of a teacher is the hardest job in the world, but it can also be the most rewarding. I want you to know that I will always notice effort and improvement. So while we may wear many hats during the school day, I'm noticing your effort. I am noticing your hard work. I want you to also know that mistakes are okay. I expect mistakes. I love it when students make mistakes. It's the first attempt in learning. It really is. Erasers that are, can I get another eraser? I love it. They're working. It means they're working. So make mistakes. But what's not okay is not learning from them. If you're going to make a mistake, learn from it, grow from it, do better the next time. Don't be upset by the results you didn't get with the work that you didn't do. And last of all, I expect you to love our kids. Remember when I talked about heart at the very beginning of this and having what it takes? I expect you to love our kids. I know it's not always easy. But when you have their hearts, you have their minds. And loving our kids is something very important. A lot of them come to school to get loved because they are not loved at home, or they don't feel it. And when it is impossible, because I know sometimes it can be, just be a good actor. Don't ever let them see it. Keep that smile on your face and love our kids. I want to finish here with this cartoon. Well, there goes another teacher who makes $10 million a year. Meanwhile, I'm working my butt off playing professional basketball, and I can barely pay rent. Sometimes we feel so unappreciated by students, by parents, by our colleagues. So if you want to know if I'm going to see how hard you're going to work, if you are putting quality teaching as the focus and you are loving our kids, I'm going to see it without a doubt. I want you to know that I appreciate all of you and the hard work that you're going to put in this year, and we are going to have a great year. If you'll put your index cards in the box on the way out, I'm going to read over those at lunch, and maybe I can address some of those concerns later this afternoon. Welcome back, y'all.